Hey guys, it's oh god, sorry about that. It's Smalls. I just haven't done any real videos in the last 2 weeks, but I was gonna not do anything till Monday, but Friday night Akame Got Killed comes out. Boom, I just gotta do that. Turned off all the loud noise machines in this bitch so we can dive right into this chapter. And if my voice sounds a little weird, I literally fought off a cold and then got really drunk and really hungover, and I'm not entirely sure where my body's at right now. So, just warning. All jokes aside, well, semi-joking. Esdeath is dead. She's dead. That's it. No, it's not it, but she's dead. And all that's left is Prime Minister Honest. And whether or not the little kid emperor is dead or not. But regardless, he's not going to be much of a threat. The thing is, who is that behind Honest at the end of the chapter? Yeah, I started at the end because, honestly, who on the good side is left alive that is, at least we can assume is female, that would be able to finish off Honest right now? Now, it could be I don't know, the hair looks too big for Akame. So we don't know what that is. But I do have a mini theory I'm just going to state very briefly. What if... Because the last chapter, it was kind of glossed over, but I did mention it in my last review, that when they were talking about how Tatsumi, another thing we will cover soon, but when we were talking about Tatsumi's transformation into a dragon, based off of, the effects that his Tegu has on his body, the scientist, whose name escapes me, mentioned that, Leonie's Tegu should have definitely been... Actually, wait. Yeah, honestly, her Tegu should have done something similar to her. So what if what we're seeing is like her corpse, so to say, honestly? Like, what if she somehow half survived that deathly fall, and the remains of her Tegu, which may or may not have affected her body more than we could possibly know, and what if that has mutated her body to the point where it was at least functioning enough to finish what it wanted to finish? Because honestly, I don't know anyone else with that hairstyle or anything. So, it's a thing to think about. I'm not putting all my money onto that. Not that I have much money to bet. But it's something to think about. Because it's just putting together a few dots that were scattered. It's probably just nonsense. But, I will also say that Tatsumi, another thing we're going to tackle in this video, he's alive because of, in some way, it feels like a cop-out, but at the same way, I'm okay with this cop-out because it makes the story that much more different from the ending of the anime, which it was already not too close to. It was, definitely had a lot of similarities, yes. But with this, it branches off that feeling of sorrow we got last chapter with Tatsumi. Cop-out? Yes. Do I give a shit? No. I'm happy, although he has to live as a giant freakish dragon from now on. That being said, him talking in that form was surprising enough. But, honestly, I'm pretty happy. As for Esdeath's death, that was an amazing fight scene. I can't take that away. And I know I've said this is more of an assassination-based than a combat-based. I like how they blurred the lines between assassination and combat. In the sense that rather than just fight, she just danced around, used her new strength with her, trump card, and looked for an opening. And she found the opening because in a somewhat used trope that's actually very welcoming in my eyes, when the enemy defeats an opponent or destroys a weapon, it usually disappears from their mind and it can be used against them. That trope, to the last point that I can remember it being used in a big manga, was in Claymore, when they were fighting the big monster Priscilla, and the one of the main characters, Rocky, who got cut down by her earlier but not killed. She just literally forgot about him, and he stabbed her in the fucking back. So, pretty similar. Except instead of killing a person, it was breaking a weapon. But if you think about it, if the weapon was truly broken, wouldn't Akame have gone out of the trump card mode? So basically, it's good in a way that it wasn't just that hindsight, because the hindsight could also be, blamed on the fact that she was fighting a lot of people, and she was probably losing a lot of stamina through that entire war. Literally, her side of the war was not just fought by the giant killing machine that Tatsumi and Wave took out, but mostly by her up till that point, and after it got defeated. She's a one-woman army, and that must take a lot out of her. So it's honestly quite the believable aspect of her just forgetting certain things and just losing herself in the moment of the fight, especially since she really enjoyed fighting. And I like how Akame went out and said that she is a monster, that not her, but Esdeath, is a monster, and that she does not enjoy fighting like she does. She just enjoys killing. I mean, not Akame. I gotta stop saying she. The pronoun game is strong in this bitch. But no, Esdeath was a monster, but she had a semblance of a human heart that was met through Tatsumi. And in a way, I'm kind of glad that Tatsumi survived, in a way that she could come to that revelation and die a semi-peaceful death. Because now that she's dead, let me say something. Honestly, it was a discussion in one of my classes, because I'm a college student, I do classes. Today, actually, nonetheless, we talked very briefly about, likable antagonists. That's how you create a villain in a series. You don't just make them the villain. You make them human. And her relationship with Tatsumi was what made Esdeath human, relatable, semi-pitiable. And the Jaegers just complimented that, or at least most of them did. And, yeah, especially her connection with each and every individual in the Jaegers. I mean, except for the ones that died off real early and never got much backstory, like Stylish, for example. But relationships with Kurome, Wave, and Boris, those were ones that stood out to me. So, honestly, I think that it was a proper send-off for Esdeath. It was a great chapter, a great finish to an amazing villain of such a great series. I could not have asked for anything more to send this villain off. Because to make a great story, you have to create a great villain. That's it. You just have to create a great villain. And this is a prime example of that. I can't think of much better villains right now in manga and anime. If you guys can think of a few, tell me down below. Maybe one day I'll do like a top 10 manga and anime villains list, But for now, honestly, I think it was beautifully done. It was put together nicely. Now we just have to see what Honest's fate is. Now that the war is already technically over, snuffing his bitch ass out is all that's left to do. And to execute the child. Child execution, yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit bitter, but it's what it is. So, I personally am hoping that you guys enjoyed not only the chapter, but this review and discussion. And if you guys think my mini theory is even close to on point, please do, tell me. Tell me your thoughts on who that was. Because that's something that is, really big. So tell me all that in the comments down below. And if you guys are new here, then join this growing community. I used to say we're going for 75 subscribers by Thanksgiving, but it's past Thanksgiving. Let's just go for 75 by New Year's, people. Let's do this. I'll be doing a lot more discussion videos in the next few weeks as well. And at some point I'm going to have a week just full of Attack on Titan discussions. And maybe I'll put some Akame ga Kill in there and a few Dragon Ball Supers. But all my content is linked down in the description below, as well as links to the Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch page. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Black994, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time.